Can we stop with the kale propaganda? That stuff tastes like bug spray. I was looking at a can of bug spray. It said made with real kale. But that's the latest health trend. There's a new one every 6 weeks. When I was a little kid, cottage cheese was considered healthy. My mom and my sisters, we're being healthy by eating this tub of cheese curds. Because to be thin, you eat things that look like cellulite. Remember when pita was healthy? Pita's not bread, it's from the Middle East. Take cheese, bad for you, put it in pita, it's okay. That's why when I smoke crack, I do it on pita. We're still in the middle of the wrap phase. Wraps are so good for you. When you roll food, it takes the calories out. It becomes a sandwich wand. Ta-da! No calories. It's like sushi, but not enjoyable. There's good fats and bad fats. I like to think of myself as a good fat. I did discover that I'm gluten-free. Anyone gluten-free here? Yeah? I was just kidding. You're a communist. Obviously, people that are gluten-free are like any other American, except for they're allergic to wheat. The amber waves of grain. Doesn't mean they don't love their country, just means they can't stomach the Purple Mountains majesty. Those are the people we should be screening at airports. Are you gluten-free / a terrorist? I don't judge, I report, you decide. There's new milk every 6 weeks. Oh, you shouldn't be drinking cow's milk. Don't drink cow's milk. You should drink soy milk. And they discovered soy milk's all estrogen. You should drink soy milk unless you want to have sons with testicles. Or you could drink rice milk, and they discovered rice milk is like drinking carbs. Or you could drink almond milk because almonds make milk. Unless you have a nut allergy, then you could drink hemp milk, which is like a nut-free almond milk made from rope. Or you can try this new milk that's called cow's milk. It's big in Europe. But really, this is the kale era, right? Kale is a superfood, and its special power is tasting bad. It's inedible. All you have to do is freeze dry it, cover in cayenne peppers, put in a shake, and bury it in the ground. Kale is so good for you. It's like a really bitter spinach with hair. Kale is so good for you. They could find out kale cures cancer and I would still be like, I'm just gonna do the chemo, all right? I've tried the kale. Haven't we evolved as a species so we no longer have to eat things like kale? You know, there were cavemen. One day, son, we no longer forage through weeds. We eat porterhouse steak and no longer sound like Cookie Monster. Now we go to Yum Yum Donut. Kale, I just can't stand the kale bragging. I just had some kale. No one asked you. People talk about Kale like it's a band. Have you seen that new album by Kale? I was at a school event because I have 1,000 children, and one of the moms was nice enough to make a bean soup, so I went over and I tasted it, and I said, oh, this is very good. And she leaned forward and she goes, I snuck some kale in there. And I wanted to throw the bowl at her. Because she was trying to impress me with a vegetable. Oh, wow. You smarty. But you know what? I blame Whole Foods. I do. They're just bored at Whole Foods. They're like, what else can we sell these idiots? Just give me a plant. Not that one, that's poison ivy. Wait, can we make milk out of that? I was recently given a gift certificate for a massage, which I will never use because I am not one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I've gotten a massage before, but I find it hard to justify a massage. Like, you know what I deserve? To have someone I don't know rub my body. Let's make that happen, people. Because massages are always from strangers. We get massages from strangers because we can't count on the people who love us to touch us. Right? I mean, it could be your best friend. You see that guy? Take a bullet for him. I'm not giving him a massage. I'm no queen. My wife, the woman I love, the mother of my children. Here's my massage. You good? That's my hand's cramping. So we pay total strangers. Hey, I know nothing about you. Why don't I take off my clothes and climb on this padded dining room table? And you can do whatever you want. We know nothing about these people. I don't even ask if they're a masseuse. Well, you're dressed like an orderly in a mental ward. Why don't I get in the most vulnerable position I can think of? How about face down in the donut pillow? Does that work for you? Because then I can look at your feet and imagine you're grabbing knives. What do we really know about massage therapists? They like to rub strangers for money while they listen to the Avatar soundtrack. That's a red flag. Those are the traits of a serial killer. I never know what to say during a massage. Sometimes I'll try and break the ice. I'll be like, hey, you're not allergic to leprosy, are you? They never laugh because they're busy imagining making a suit out of my skin. Because they're murderers. They already put the lotion in the basket. I don't even know what type of massage I'm getting when I get a massage. They're like, do you want a deep tissue, a shiatsu, or a Swedish massage? I'm like, I'll take the blonde. I don't know. Because men view massages differently. A woman gets a massage, her friends are like, good for you. A guy gets a massage, you dirty dog! Because men sexualize all human interaction. It was a therapeutic massage. How therapeutic? Nothing happened. Yeah, that's what we'll tell your wife, huh? That's gotta be frustrating for massage therapists, that double meaning. Did you get a massage or a massage? No other occupation has to deal with it. Did you get a cavity filled or a cavity filled? How many dentistry references is he gonna have? For me, a massage is just an hour of awkwardness, right? She gets done, she leaves the room, I put on the robe, I step outside, she hands me a glass of water. I was looking at her and go, you're never gonna call me. What a charade. I did have one massage therapist, she told me they're allowed to turn people down. I don't know why she told me that. It was after a show. Can you imagine getting turned down by a massage therapist? That's rough. Yeah, you couldn't pay me to touch you. Not for all the money on the planet. Massages, that's how some people relax. Some people relax in a hot sauna. And sure, who doesn't love recreating the feeling of being trapped inside an active volcano? I don't understand the appeal of a sauna. Here's every experience I've had in a sauna. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a sweat going. It's gonna be really good for me. Here we go. It's time to get out, right? I don't want to overdo it. What is so relaxing about sitting in a hot box next to a pile of smoldering rocks? I always look at the rocks like, whoever's cooking the rocks, they're done. That's a wrap on the rock cooking. And to make this sauna more enjoyable, you're always seated next to a naked 80-year-old man. Oh, good, I get to sweat next to someone's grandpa who's only wearing a hand towel. The nudity in this sauna seems unnecessary. This isn't Rome. I just look around the sauna like, wow, so this is why we wear clothes, huh? So we may eventually eat. In Finland, where they invented the sauna, they relax in Finland by drinking vodka in the sauna, which might explain why we've never read any Finnish literature. Vodka in the sauna. Actually, the Finns, they pronounce it sauna, because they're wasted. I go to the sauna and drink some vodka.
drinking vodka in a sauna, you know what kind of ideas you come up with? An M&M store. In Finland, I was invited to take a sauna. I was also invited to go cross-country skiing. And all I could think is fun illegal here? What kind of antidepressant do you have to be on to enjoy cross-country skiing? I can't believe cross-country skiing's even a sport. Hey, you know that awkward part in downhill skiing where you're trying to get over to the lift? What if we just did that? Woo! This is fun. And to turn around, you know what? Don't turn around. Let's go across the country. People who enjoy winter seem mentally unstable. Right? Some of those winter activities should get you committed. It's like, look, we love you, we're just worried. I mean, yesterday we caught you walking through the woods with tennis rackets tied to your feet. This morning we saw you sweeping the frozen lake. What's next? You sitting in a sled being pulled by dogs? Get some help. Parenting is about sacrifice, right? Some big, some small. Do you know how many horrible kids movies I've seen? In the theater. I've voluntarily purchased multiple tickets, and sat through absolute garbage. Objectively bad movies. Like, I didn't need to read a review. I didn't need to watch a trailer. Nobody asked themselves, like, I wonder if The Smurfs is a good film. It's not. They tried to warn us by calling it The Smurfs. I have 5 children. I've been going to horrible kids movies for 15 years. A decade and a half of torture. And the hardest part, the self-censorship. Because after you sit through a movie like Trolls or My Pretty Pony, if you're a normal adult, you need to turn to someone and go, well, that was horse shit. Yeah. But you can't say that to an 8-year-old. So you just ask, hey, what'd you think? Yeah, I hope they make another one too. And they do, they make 5 more. And you sit through each of them just thinking about alcohol. My father would have never sat through a horrible kids movie. On the rare occasion my dad took us to a movie, we were never consulted. We didn't know what movie we were gonna see. He didn't know what movie we were gonna see. It was understood that when we got to the theater, he was gonna pick a movie, buy tickets, and we were gonna walk in immediately. Didn't matter when the movie started. That was the beginning of the movie for us. We'd walk into the dark theater, sit down, watch the last third of a movie. The lights would turn on, people would leave. We'd just sit there trying to figure out what the hell we just saw. We might ask each other, like, how do you think the movie starts? Then a new crowd would come in, the lights would turn off, the movie would start, we'd watch to a certain point, then my dad would just stand up and leave. And we'd follow him out. That's how we saw movies as a family. And I kind of miss it. Often it felt like we were just helping my dad establish an alibi. I couldn't have killed that drifter. I was at the movies with my kids. I do wish we could have seen The Sound of Music as a family with my father. You know, just halfway through The Sound of Music, my father stands up, starts to leave, followed by his 6 blonde children. Everyone in the theater's like, wow, that family didn't like it when Captain Von Trapp tore up that Nazi flag at all. That joke was even funnier when everyone hated Nazis. Right? Sometimes when people find out I have 5 kids, they think I'm good at parenting, which is kind of like assuming people with lots of cats are not crazy. I have no idea what I'm doing, and there's no learning curve. It's not like when you learn from one child, you can apply to another one, because kids are annoying. They're like individual humans. their own interests. I encounter this constantly. I'm like, all right, you want to play basketball, you want to do parkour, and you want to do karate. Well, you're all doing basketball. Because this guy is only making one trip. And if you don't like it, you can blame your brother, whatever his name is. I do try. I try to be a good dad. My wife and I, we try to be good parents. We try so hard. Not that you'd be able to tell. Like if you met one of my sons, you might think, oh wow, Jim decided not to parent this one. What, did he feed him in a cage? We try to get our sons to sit at a dinner table like humans. It's not in their nature. Eventually, all parents ask themselves, like, am I having any impact at all? Is it nature or nurture? You know, the parents of NBA players are probably pretty confident it was mostly us. But the Dahmers were like, we had nothing to do with this. Now, if you have young children, you might think I'm being negative, but if you have teenagers, you're like, Jim's being nice. Because it's a different experience. Like, by round of applause, who only has children under the age of 5? Just under the age of 5. Okay. You know nothing. You live in a fantasy. You're probably not even fat or an alcoholic yet. I know your life is hard, but it's gonna get so much worse. Enjoy this brief period when your children still like you. Parenting is hard the entire time. The task changes, though. When you have a baby, you're like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, but I would do anything for this baby. And when you have a teenager, you're like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, but I don't want to go to jail for murder. Your experience may differ. Our real issue, the issue we face, is we have too many kids. We have too many kids, but if I did anything about it now, people would get so upset. How old is the fetus? 17 years. 5 kids is a lot. It's a lot. And my wife works so hard. She works so hard, and I try to travel as much as I can. There's always help. We always have a babysitter or a helper. And these people have incredible backstories. Often they've escaped from countries with oppressive regimes. They're always sending money back to help a relative. And after they've worked for us for a month, they always come up and say the same thing. I quit. I'm like, do you need more money? And they're like, I'm going back to North Korea. That place is like a vacation compared to being around your family.
Typically, I have to get up early because I have young children and they want to experience things like life. What are we doing today? Well, I was hoping to nap. Can we go outside? It's closed. During the summer, I tour with my kids, and we'll do like a kid activity during the day, and then I'll do a show at night. And usually the kid activity is like a zoo or a park. When we were in Erie, Pennsylvania, we went on a pirate boat ride, which was pretty authentic, because when I think of Lake Erie, I think of all them pirates storming the shores of Western Pennsylvania. There were like 50 kids. They were all dressed like pirates. I felt like I was at a children's Jimmy Buffett concert. And I tell you, those kids were having the time of their lives. Kids love to dress like pirates. The murderers and rapists that pirates were. And we think it's adorable. It's so cute. He looks just like one of those sociopaths who terrorize the Caribbean. We let our kids dress like murderers. Darth Vader, that genocidal lunatic. It's fun. The devil, it's cute. Hitler, no. No parent wants to explain that one. Why is your boy dressed like Hitler? He's fascinated with the Third Reich. He gets it from his father. His father's man cave is all Hitler swag.